Hello everybody and welcome back to IELTS Master. This is video number 30 and the last video in the speaking series from 21 to 30. In all of the previous videos regarding speaking, we have been discussing lots of different contents and strategies, including how to describe somebody, how to describe an animal, how to describe a present, how to express your opinion, how to compare and evaluate information, and so on. We discuss lots of things, and it is important for you to try to practice as much as possible. Now, in today's video, we are going to take a look at this topic, which I believe is going to be an easy one so that we can have an easy out of this whole speaking series, right? Places and feelings. As you may notice, the picture here is taken from inside out, and certainly talks about the feelings of a human body. Anger, happiness, sadness, or fear, and maybe jealousy, something like that. Okay, now places and feeling. What are the relationships between places and feelings? Can they be connected in some way? Are they linked together? So now today we're going to talk about first places and feelings, and then how you can start your description, and then how you can make a sum up impression. Alright? That's it. We're going to take a look at the first part, places and feelings. These are some of the questions that you may encounter while you are doing the test. So they can ask you, in what ways can places affect our sense of well-being? What does that mean? That means, how do different places make us happy or unhappy? So, in order to answer this question, you may want to think about the different places and the different feelings that can be associated with such places. For example, when we visit a big, let's say, bookshop, it gives you a sense of relaxation. When you visit a church, it gives you peace in the mind. When you go to the pagoda, it also gives you peace in mind. When you visit, for example, a beer club, it gives you excitement, right? You're just going to be drinking and jumping and doing crazy things. When you live in your hometown quiet place, you feel relaxed, you feel slow. But when you go to Ho Chi Minh City, for example, you live in this environment, you see that everything is so fast, and it makes you very excited and inspired to do things more quickly and more effectively, maybe. Number two, how do the places we grow up in affect our character? Now, this is about your hometown. What characteristics in your hometown have influenced your personal traits? So, for example, I grew up in a hometown that was 99% Catholic. Almost everybody went to church on Sunday. We all worship Jesus. We all believe in Mother Mary. So I was put in a very good environment in terms of religious value. So I became a good boy. I'm not sure for now, but when I was a little kid, I was very much well-mannered. Okay, that could affect my character. Or I can talk about what types of places attract you. Which do you avoid? Okay, this is highly personal. So for me, I prefer places that are quiet and has smoothing music. I try to avoid beer clubs or the places that are noisy and hustling and bustling. I prefer places where I can focus on my work in a relaxing environment. Okay? So those are some of the questions that you might be asked regarding places and feelings. And when you answer, try to make a connection between the two. Now, how do you start your description? For example, you have this test. You got to describe a place that is very important to you. You got to say where it is, what activities you normally do there, what feelings you associate with the place, and explain what influences it has on your life. You should have a place in your mind right now. I don't know what place it is, but there are 4 ideas that you will have to talk about. Remember to cover all of them. But now, how do you start? What's the first thing that you're gonna say? So, in order to start your description, you can say something like, okay, the place that I have decided to talk about is, so the place I've decided to talk about is my hometown. The place I've decided to talk about is my university. The place I've decided to talk about is my my company, alright? Things like that. Or you can say, the place that's really important to me is, so the place that is really important to me is my office, in my department, in my university, in the city where I'm living. The place that's really important to me is my parents' house. It's also my hometown. The place that's really important to me is my bedroom. Or you can say, I've chosen to talk about I go to. I've chosen to talk about a bookstore that I go to. I've chosen to talk about a coffee shop that I go to. I've chosen to talk about a beer club that I go to. So this is how you can actually start your description. This is gonna be very good in terms of catching the listener's attention, alright? Now, the next important thing is the summing up impressions. All of the questions in part 2 have this part. And explain why you particularly liked or disliked this place, and explain how this experience has influenced you, and explain why this item is special to you. There is always a summing up impression of the thing, the place, the animal, the present, or the person you have been talking about. So, how do you make a good summing up impression? Let's say, these are some useful phrases that you can rely on. I can say, I particularly like this because, I particularly like this place because it is so noisy. One main effect on me has been on my moral value. As I just mentioned, I came from a place that was 99% Catholic, so its main effect on me was on my moral character. I feel attached to this place because it is where I grew up. The main reason for my reaction was that this place is so noisy. I don't like it at all. I hate it. Or what I've learned from this is I'm never gonna come to such a place again. Or the influence that this has had on me is that it has made me a very lazy person. Or this taught me an important lesson. Don't ever go anywhere near a beer club. You're just gonna be drunk all the way home. Something like that. So remember, whenever you are making a transition from the start to the main ideas to the outgoing of your talk, use a phrase, right? And so in this video, we were talking about places and feelings, how the two can be related to each other, how you can start your description, and how you can make a good summing up impression of what you have just discussed or what you have just told the examiner. Okay, I want you to review this video and then do all of the exercises that follow. It's going to be good for your speaking later on. This is enough for the speaking series. From the next video, we're going to be talking about writing, and writing is really amazing. I'm gonna look forward to seeing you in video number 31. We'll start with writing. So goodbye for now, and see you very soon.